In this episode, you'll get a breakdown of the quote, "To seek is to look for something you have lost." Welcome to Energy Alignment for Entrepreneurs, the podcast helping online service-based entrepreneurs reduce stress, balance emotions, and grow a profitable business in less time. I'm your host, Justin Agliscus. Here we go. 3 things you'll discover today. Why the vibration of wanting creates scarcity. The best way to balance your well-being and care for others. And how to align with creation and what prevents you from doing so. Let's start with a quote. To seek is to look for something you have lost. Now, to have lost something, what does that imply? Right? That there's something you have once had. Now, psychologically, is there any having? My dog, she was 9. She passed away January 12th. So it's February 26th today. Did I have that dog? I mean, geez, it really feels ridiculous. Like living with her for 9 years, loving her for 9 years, and it only being maybe a month or so, 60 days, whatever. I, it's like she's in my heart, but it feels like she's been gone for so long. And that, it's not that I've lost her, right? She's in my heart. Point is, the past is gone. The past is no longer. Now you can look at pictures and videos, yeah? And you can feel that attachment. And that's okay. Let yourself feel the love or the pain or being heartbroken. Let yourself feel that. But to seek is to look for something you have lost. Now, you've heard quotes, right, in religious text of to seek and you will find, and knock and you will receive. But there are levels to this, right? And on one level, yes, shoot your shots. If you don't shoot your shots, you're not going to make your shots. You got to shoot. But on another level, there aren't any shots to be shot. So let's look at the 3 things, and then we'll tie this all together. Why the vibration of wanting creates scarcity. And this is, again, it's building off a very similar paradoxical theme. If you don't know what paradoxical means, it's kind of like vice versa. It's not exactly black and white. Paradox means that there is nuance, that you have to read between the lines, right? If you've ever signed a contract, like they'll put in fine text, you know what I mean? Or for the pharmaceutical advertisements, right? At the end of the show or the 30-second advertisement, they'll spam you with all of these fine text things because they have to. But for me as a kid, I could never ignore that. I would be there sitting there like watching Power Rangers or something, and it absolutely hilarious how the pharmaceutical industry is so broken, how the healthcare industry is so broken. Same thing with the educational industry. There's so much fine print. There's too much self-interest and greed in our world today. Now that will end. Don't you worry. That will end. But when we look at that vibration of wanting, creating scarcity, it's to seek is to repel. That's like a quick definition of paradox, metaphor. To seek is to repel. To want is to not have. To chase is to push away, you know? But there's a way of attracting, which means that you notice the parts of you which are scarce and you shine light on your own scarcity. When you pay attention to your weakness, to your lack, to your imbalance, to your reactivity, when you shine light and pay attention and employ your awareness to notice, it's only natural that you change, right? You've heard this quote, you cannot step into the same river twice. That means the river's flowing. Of course, logically, the name that humans have labeled the certain river remains today and tomorrow. But as you step into a river, it's not the same river, it's new. As you move through your life, every moment is new. And the mechanism which keeps us old, dull, and stale is derived from memory, right? without memory, do we have knowledge or thought? No, we don't. Without memory, do we have knowledge or thought? So, is there a part of us which is beyond memory? That's the question. Now, you sit with that, okay? You sit with that. And the best way to balance your well being and care for others. So, to balance your well being, we have to shine light on our imbalances, like I've stated. Now, what does that look like? On a daily basis, there are some natural imbalance. Well, natural. How do I put it? Common. There are some common imbalances within traditional society in 2025. Now, I live in America, so in Japan and China, things may be different. But for the most part, many of us have these addictions to technology, to provocativity, to pornography, to wasting your life force on things that do not align with the meaning of your life. When you scroll through Instagram, you get distracted, you watch entertainment. Now, I'm not here to make you feel guilty. That's the thing. I'm not here to say you need to be perfect. That's the thing. All I'm saying is that you can feel when you're straying from your path. And the best way to balance the well being is to take care of yourself. How do you take care of yourself? You notice the parts of you which sabotage yourself. You don't add healthy living into your lifestyle. You strip away your own darkness and weakness, and naturally, that void gets filled with what you already are. And that's abundant, healthy, intelligent, and brilliant. That's what you are. But so many of us do not strip away what we're not. Okay? And of course, as you do this work, you'll naturally care for others. You'll so naturally have your heart ignited to live a life of truth and alignment, where you are a beacon of love and much beyond that. But you have to do the work. Got to do the work. That starts with uprooting your darkness, not saying, oh, I'm light and I'm kind. And sure, you can do those things. Play around with it. Try and convince yourself that that's what you are. You'll see what you are, and then you'll naturally learn. So, how to align with creation, and what prevents you from doing so? And if we look at level 1 right now, what prevents you from doing so? Distraction, entertainment, social media, technology, alcohol, marijuana, pornography, gossiping, arguing, etc. Now, if you participate in one of those actions which I have listed, it's not about judging yourself. It's not about saying, oh, he just called me out. It's not about feeling insecure or weak or sad, but it's more about looking at what that does to you in your life when you're alone on a moment to moment basis and learning through being honest about what that does to you. Because I am not here to force you to change. I do not want that. I am not doing that. That's not my place in this world. But if you feel open to change, maybe I share and maybe you learn. You do the work. All you have to do while I'm speaking is to pay attention to your reactions, internal, the things which may get released within your nervous system, the moments in which your chest may cave for a millisecond, and to watch what your thought mechanism creates as you feel that holistic trigger. Because to be triggered is a blessing. It's an opportunity to shine light on what is being released. So please do that work. I'm not mad at you. I am not perfect myself, and you know that. So overall, the recap. Why the vibration of wanting creates scarcity. If you have lost something, you're operating via memory, a place of limitation. If you're seeking, you obviously do not have it. Learn to be okay with what you have now, and then you may get something much more. The best way to balance your well-being and care for others. Let yourself shed your own skin. Be honest. Look at the parts of you which are unhealthy. When you pay attention to your own energy, you'll see how to share correctly with others when they need it. Now, how to align with creation and what prevents you from doing so. Holistically, there are gateways, and you'll never enter those without cleaning up and growing up, which specifically cleaning up is the habits, the addictions that keep you weak. Growing up is changing your relationship and your behavior to others as you have newfound energy because you stopped wasting your life force on the things which kept you dirty and unclean. Those habits, those addictions. Now, you can wake up without being totally free of addiction. I'm not saying, so don't fall into that trap of you need to be a perfect being to wake up. No, the waking up starts and the cleaning and the growing up is continuous, okay? It's all holistic. It's in sync. You'll never share what you don't see clearly. So why not get happy yourself first and then share? Don't confuse happiness with shallow materialism. Do not confuse happiness with shallow materialism. I love you. I love you so much. Now, every week, we have new episodes Monday, Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. If you enjoy this, I am not looking, but if you want to work one-on-one with me, my offer is that we can expand your consciousness through self-inquiry so that you can decrease and reduce fear, anxiety, stress, and begin to live a free life, a strong life. If you're also interested, we can get your physique chiseled. That's like a bonus. Just schedule a call below from the description and we'll be in touch. Love you.